be that guy. We don't want to get distracted from what we need to communicate because we need to communicate a lot.
Can you hear me well now?
Yeah, I can even see you.
Hello, Carlos. How are you?
Doing well, guys. How about yourself? Well, not so pimped out as Freak, but
The new country, new life, new tropic in latitude. So new everything, bro.
New latitude, new attitude.
New latitude, new attitude. So happy to be here, Carlos. Very excited.
Girls, can you give us a sound check again? I want to make sure that everyone's hearing you clearly.
yeah, sure thing. Very excited to tell everybody today all the good news that we have.
Yeah, you're still very quiet.
Very quiet. I'm using the Jetty Nano this time.
Oh, there we go. You just got to get closer.
Yeah, you just got to get a little bit closer, but it's crisp and perfect sound. Yep. Okay, so let's start. I don't have my soundboard and everything still not set up, Carlos, so the sounds are low, so we're going to go like this. But I want to welcome everyone before we start. Remember, share this shit. Let the world know, especially today. We want people in here to hear what Carlos, Ravid, Mecca, and I are going to say. The news is very important for you to understand, but also share it with the people outside. We don't want the world to miss this. And this is a special moment. This State of DEGA will be recorded and we will clip it for social media, but this is the place to ask questions, to get to know the community, to get to know the team. So bring everyone on board, go out, let everyone know that this is happening in here, just in Discord. This is a special thing for you, for everyone in our community. So, you know it. Share this shit. Carlos, this is yours.
Beautiful. Hey there. How's it going? Great. Rabbit, Moose. Who else do we have on stage? That's just you guys for now. Seems like Richie dropped.
Yeah, we lost Mecca.
Yeah, Richie's in a hotel right now, so you know how Wi-Fi can be in the hotel rooms.
Got it. All right. Well then, thank you everybody for joining us here today. It's a pleasure to have you here in the DEGA State of DEGA live event. As Freak said, this is a great place to drop your questions. We do have a few key things that we need to go through, and then we'll open it up for AMA style. Let's get right into it because I do have to drop on the hour. So let's get rolling. For first things first. So how do y'all like the Cybertruck event? The Cybertruck stunt that we pulled in Consensus, right? It was probably the hottest and most popular branding marketing in the entire week of at Austin, right? We had that idea, I think it was like 2 months ago with Ravid and Caroline. You guys don't know her, but she's supporting us on the marketing side of things. And, when the possibility of having a Cybertruck came up, I was like, we have to do it, right? We must get that done. And after that, Ravid and Freak took it away in terms of the design, and it looked wonderful, right? It was truly very unique. There was like, I think, another Cybertruck running around, but they just had like a few stickers on the side. So not even comparable to the great work that was done by our team. So actually, Ravid and Freak, you guys want to talk a little bit about the design choices that you guys made for the wrapper?
Yeah, I'll let Freak start with that.
Oh, it was a fun process for sure. It's
fun.
I had a lot of fun. So it was magical. First getting the Cybertruck, then deganizing the Cybertruck. So we started playing with concepts and exploring the Mayan punk nature of it, like the mix between Mayans and cyberpunk, and with the question always in mind in our brand that what if Mayans were the present and the future, and their technology would have evolved and everything behind the DEGA lore. So we play with the Cybertruck, which captures that essence, basic geometry, very strong shapes with futurism. So I that was a hit, by the way. Thinking of that idea of branding a Cybertruck was amazing. And then we started playing with a lot of concepts. We went about 50 different concepts, Ravid, I think we looked at. And after we got one, we had to create the image and place it in Austin to see how it would match with Austin streets. So we looked for pictures in Austin, and we placed the design in every different place, in the morning, at noon, during sunset, and how would the colors combine. And it actually simplified the design a lot. And then we went in, where do we want the logos to be at? And we designed around it. We gave it to Joan. And Joan is one of our designers. He's amazing. And Joan took it into Illustrator and built the template for the printers and everyone there to do it. So it was a long process, but it was magical. It was amazing. I think the result shows it.
Yeah, the care that was put into making it stand out without making it garish in the environment. You just can't miss it. But at the same time, it did not clash with everything else that was going on in the city. That was just smart design.
Yeah. It looked really well. If you guys see the pictures that I posted, there's kind of like some street art, right? Some graffiti on the floor and stuff like that. And the Cybertruck melded very well into it, even though it is a different nature in its artistic design, but it just melded very well there. So great work on that side of things, and everybody saw it, right? Richie, you wanna jump in?
No, sorry. I was just going to ask if you can hear me now. Apparently, yes. I just wanted to add that I did see it. I attended Consensus and I saw it around, and totally, it melded well with the art of the city, because the city, as you probably saw in the picture that was shared for the announcement, it's like Austin is weird, and they like it. This is the way the city is. So it's full of weird, creative, weird in the good way, right? Weird, creative graffitis and street art, and this was completely in the same tone. I saw it like driving around, and it was cool. Like you're walking, and it's always a conversation starting there. You're just walking, and then you see this super cool Cybertruck. First of all, I think everybody was in the lookout for Cybertrucks, because this is like a new thing, right? So you saw a Cybertruck, and it was already amazing. But then you see this awesome Cybertruck with this Mayan cyberpunk graffiti-like painting, and you're like, what is that thing? And it really just was turning heads left and right. I really like it.
Great. Yeah, no, it was turning heads. And the thing is, I had even people that were not at the event sending me pictures that other people that were in the event sent to them, like in the sense that they were like telling them, hey, dude, look how cool this is, and so on. And then they would say, Carlos, like, dude, I'm getting spammed by people in Consensus about your Cybertruck, right? So that was great. And something that we didn't plan that ended up being just a very serendipitous and I would say convenient operation was that basically the Cybertruck became my meeting room. It was like having like a mobile office in essence, right? And everybody here that's been to crypto events, you know how it is, right? Like you go and you're meeting like 500 people and you're always like, hey, how's it going? Where are you from? What do you do? And then they ask you the same questions, and you do that 500 times, right? It gets a little bit tiring, right? Like it really drains your social battery. But thanks to this operation, we were like, hey, I'm Carlos, I'm, with DEGA, and we're the guys with the Cybertruck. And then everybody was like, whoa, that's so cool. And then started asking questions like, do you guys own it? And so on. So it was kind of like a little bit of a better starter for a conversation. And then with certain key people, like Tony from Shrapnel, you guys saw, I was like, hey, you want to ride on the truck? And then we would have the opportunity to have a great conversation in private versus, being with all the chaos and all the noise in the event. So it was really, really well done. And we're going to be doing more cool stuff like that in upcoming events and even online. right? Like right now, Michael and I are brainstorming on doing, figuring out kind of like what's the consensus and what's the Cybertruck of the internet, in the sense like what can we do online that would have the same type of impact. So expect a lot of cool stuff coming your way from the DEGA team. Well, anyway, we got to keep moving forward because we got limited time and a lot of stuff to cover. So next thing is the recent launch of the Ambassador Program. So Ravid, Richie, you guys want to take that one?
Yeah, Richie, why don't you and Freak take this one?
Sure, I can begin. So we're getting. We started with the Ambassador Program recently. There's a lot of cool stuff going around there because we have all the lore of DEGA embedded in the program itself. We opened for ambassadors and filled up pretty quickly, and you can already see the effects, right? You see now with Twitter, you see DEGA everywhere, thanks to these guys that are doing this awesome job, right? Everybody in the ambassador team. We have also the lead squad, but that is more like an inner community that we have of the elite operations. But the ambassadors are more about creating content if you're a creator, about getting other projects if you're a diplomat, and helping moderating. And I think it's going pretty well. What do you think, Rick?
Okay, so for me, the ambassador program is one of the core essences of DEGA. It's something we started with a long time ago, and it got stopped, and we stopped it to build it stronger and better with all the new things that DEGA was bringing to the table. So doing it with three pillars in the ambassador program, I think strengthens DEGA in. We have the creators. So the creators are people that are creating content creatively, writing, video, images and all those things. I do have a lot of fun with those. And those are like my closest friends. And I think they're creating amazing things. I'm seeing amazing images and videos. We also have the hunters and the diplomats. So both are characteristics of different types of ambassadors. The ones that are mods and want to help out the community, that are present in social media and Telegram and Discord, answering questions, guiding people, letting everyone know what the project is about and going even beyond that and giving tips and things that we haven't even seen. And I love seeing those conversations happening in social media. And we got the other ones that are hunting for partnerships or for new people or bringing KOLs or bringing projects and, extending the reach of DEGA. So one is spreading out, the other one is showing the world, and the other one is welcoming and information. So I think it's pretty strong and it's open to anyone. Richie, I don't know if you want to talk about the dynamic of how to be an ambassador, how to connect that with the quests and with the galaxy and also with the elite squad, because everything is part of the play your way system that it was designed by DEGA. So anyone can access, give their best, give their talent, what you love, what you're good at, and in that way play in the DEGA world, get some DEGA tokens, get some DEGA NFTs. And is not only about what you can buy, it's also about what you can do, what you can give, and do it from your talent pool. So I don't know if you want to talk about that dynamic a little bit.
I'll talk about it really quickly so we can move on because I know, we are, time clock is ticking. So we call to action here, guys. Go and check out the recent video. There's in YouTube. We had a space or an event where we talked only about ambassadors. We actually had our friends from the Solus team who are helping us organize this. We had as a special guest the organizer of the ambassador program, Kawasaki. He joined us and we had a lot of fun and we explained everything about it. So go and check out that video. As Frick said, there are many ways in which you can play your way, right? You're a creator, then go to the ambassador program. If you really start getting into DEGA and you know everything inside out, then you can make it to the lead squad. And in the lead squad, you have special missions where only people that really know the project inside out can, uh, execute successfully. So that's why we have the lead squad. And we have also special rewards and special raffles going on in there in the lead squad. If you creator, you are also like to spread the news in Twitter. If you like to connect with other projects, if you're a moderator in the ambassador area, go to the ambassador section in our Discord and check out that video. In the ambassador section, you can ask questions. There's a form. You can add your information and get started. And if you're just looking around and getting started, the Galaxy Quests are the best way to start earning some DEGA. You just check out Galaxy Quests in our Discord, and you can ask questions and discuss it there. But also just follow us on Twitter, right? There's Galaxy Quests going on all the time. They're very easy. You basically execute some tasks, help us spread the word of some news, and get amazing NFTs. And there are some people around there that have actually performed all the quests, right? There's quests, like maybe a couple or three every week. So keep your eyes open. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. There's actually one quest, the Welcome to Data quest, that is open all the time. And the other and last option is the engage missions. Every time we have an important tweet that we want to boost engagement, then that's the engage mission. You can go like, retweet, and comment something, and you get some points. And these points you can use them to buy tickets in raffles that we are launching weekly, like maybe 2 or 3 per week. So these are different ways in which you can participate and engage in the DEGA community. And another one that is maybe Freaky's side, but is more for the creators that get really to that point where they can start creating games. There's a creative area in our community, so go ahead and check it out as well. It's not part of the ambassador program, but it's definitely something that we are fostering.
Dope.
Yeah, and I think that would be everything from our side. I don't know, Rick, if you want to add something, or we can move then to the next point.
I just have one last point on that. We will be doing another comprehensive review of our community programs. The running joke is that Freaky in his
I know that.
configuration was a little askew on our last in-depth one, and it just recorded Freaky talking to himself for an hour. So we will be doing another comprehensive review of all of our programs in the community.
And it will be recorded properly.
So, sorry about that, Ricky.
No more excuses, Freak.
The more the merrier. But yeah, we'll have that one up. And just join us again. We're going to describe everything again. We'll have Kawasaki again, and we go in deep in everything that I just said.
All right. Awesome. Let's roll to the next point. So the next one is the DGen Titans, right? So the DGen Titans partnership, I'm sure everybody here probably saw the post that we did with them. So on that note, what's the partnership about, right? We've had like 2 spaces with them already, but I'm sure almost nobody is like completely aware of what we're doing. So essentially, you all remember that our objective, right, our goal as DEGA, right, and our vision is to empower anyone to be able to design, publish, and monetize games in minutes at low cost. So that's what DEGA Realms is about, right? And we've already deployed the map publisher, which is live on, I think, 9 chains right now, and with Injector, which we'll talk about later on, we'll have 10. And but think about it like this, right? Like a game builder is like an assembly line, right? Where you churn out games, kind of like, it's just like an assembly line churns out cars. So you wouldn't build an assembly line without having a prototyped car first, right? Like you need to know what the end product is first, have a proper spec, and then you can create the assembly line to make it in mass. So right now, as we're working with the product team on the game builder side of things, we are also simultaneously making these prototypes, right, the actual games, because that's the way we can release them. We can get feedback from community and audience and players, and then determine what are the most important features that we will then build into the DEGA Realms builder, right? Because obviously we got an infinite number of ideas, but you got to pick the priorities, right? And the things that people really need or really want or are more important. So on that note, we're doing several partnerships with some of the largest brands in the space. Actually, Digital Titan is kind of like the more grassroots brand that we're working with, and we love that because DEGA itself is very grassroots. We've been hustling away through the entire bear market, and even before we released the ISPO, we had a lot of work on our plate. So with them, essentially, they're going to be our partner game launcher on the ordinals side of things, right? So I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but ordinals and Bitcoin itself on the NFT side of things is challenging Ethereum for the ecosystem with the highest volume, right? If you go and look, one day it's Ethereum, it's on top, the other day it's Bitcoin. So we consider ordinals to be a very strategic ecosystem to deploy the DEGA Realms technology. And Digital Titans, I've met them when they came here to Costa Rica for the Blockchain Jungle event, which is where we connected actually with Mario Naufal as well. And we were like, hey guys, you guys have a pretty cool brand. You're making your own connections and relationships in the Bitcoin world. Let's build a game together, right? And it kind of like put our own systems and modules to the test, right? In the sense of being flexible. So the most of the time that we worked with them was actually around designing the maps and the characters and all of that. Once those assets were ready, we integrated them in our roguelike game in about a day, right? It was super quick. So, and that's why some people like think that it's impossible or not impossible, but they think that what we're doing is very challenging, and it is. But once you do a proper modularized design on your systems, it becomes easier, right? It's hard to do it once. Once you do it, it's easy, right? So if right now we've already built our gameplay to be so modular that you can give us the assets and we have a game for you the next day, you can just imagine what you'll be able to do with Realms, right? Once it's fully built out, you'll do it in minutes. It's literally going to be minutes for you to sit down, get your game deployed, and start monetizing, right? So with them, we've learned as well what things we want to do on our side and what things we want to leave on the other side. We're going to start creating some procedurally generation modules for the characters. So kind of like how NFTs are procedurally generated, you have a few base traits and then you just create a whole bunch of characters. We're going to start doing that with the villains, with the heroes, and theming them, doing the theme around everything that our partners do, right? So if you saw Digital Titans, they have their theme around kind of like Greek mythology. You can see that the hero is kind of like a hoplite, which is the ancient format for Greek warriors. And then there's some lore around the villains. I haven't read it, but the important thing is that they're getting their game with their brand and their story, right? You've heard me say this many times, and this is something that the Ravid also constantly pushes, that we make sure that we communicate. The reason that we want anyone to be able to create games is because we want you to tell your story through games and to engage with your audience through games. So we're putting that to the test with them. So we'll probably be releasing a prototype game with them either July or August. It'll be a limited public beta, so we want to test it out, right, and make sure that we fix everything before we release it to the public. But stay tuned for the announcement with them. They will also be doing an airdrop for the DEGA community. So if you're staking in the ISPOs, you're holding elements. And after we do TGE, which we'll also talk about, if you're staking with DEGA, you'll also get their airdrop, right? So we'll be getting an allocation for DEGA, and then we'll be distributing that across those three components: ISPO stakers, element holders, and the DEGA stakers once we do the mint, right? So take note on that and stay tuned, right? Okay, cool. Any questions or anything that anyone you would like to comment on Digital Titans? Ravid, Richie, Freak, Moose?
Yeah, I personally saw the videos and everything, and it looks amazing. I completely agree with you, and I've heard some. I mean, I already have some ideas of games and things that you can build there, and it just makes my creativity fly. I can only imagine what is going to freak his head.
Nice.
Oh, you know how it is, and how I get excited with this. So playing the demos and seeing everything, it's been amazing. I'm already fighting my own records and trying to beat Carlos. And Carlos had a big points on winning that. I'm trying to beat his score, but I think it's gonna be part of the fun. It's like measuring yourself against others and doing all the things a game is supposed to do. So yeah, I'm really excited, and especially because this is the door to building my own games, which you all know is my dream. So
Beautiful. Moose, I haven't heard you. I think this entire day. Is your audio good?
Moose was being polite. He was just waiting for questions.
What up, guys?
I heard you and then you cut off. Yeah, I think he's having audio
Let's
problems.
let's move on.
Dealing with problems.
Yeah,
Thanks
a little more.
for covering the story side of things, Carlos. I mean, it's a wide open field out there to tell stories right now. It's like, just look at the meme coins. Look at all these NFT projects that are out there right now that just they're telling their stories through NFTs and coins. Well, what if they could tell their stories through a game?
Much more powerful medium, right?
That is
Yeah,
correct.
totally. Something that I like about I heard this talking consensus of some people, experts in the area of meme coins, and one founder of a meme coin, and they're calling them culture coins, which I really like, and it's totally about the zeitgeist and culture of the internet, and translating that into games, like you're saying, is going to be amazing to see. Like I'm just waiting to see what people come up with. It's going to be great.
So present
Indeed.
hunters and future hunters, that's where you can start hunting for us, is find those meme coins, NFT projects, and just ask them, hey, you ever want to create a game around this? Bring them in.
Yeah, that's a good point. So anybody here, if you guys know any interesting community that you guys want to invite to do a partnership with DEGA, feel free to do so. Right? You can always hit us up in Discord, and we can get the conversation rolling.
Carlos, I'm wearing one of those. I'm wearing right now one of the partnerships.
Which one?
The artist. Let me show my
Palometas.
Yeah, this I'm wearing.
That's him. No, I was because I had you in the little screen, so I didn't notice. Yeah. That's Jewish artist, very impressive. That was actually some of the original brand material that I created with Ken Olling from Meld for DEGA was kind of like street art, right? We shifted a little bit later on to a more, I would say, more gaming friendly or focus kind of styling, but it'd be great to explore through partnerships, a little bit more of that street art style, man. Like I love it. Okay, we're halfway in, so let's keep rolling, everybody. Next up is the Mario Naufal live event. So, for me, it's always great to be on Mario's show. The team he works with is pretty dynamic, I'd like to say, right? And they always bring on board great guests, right? Even now, I'm still following up on conversations with some of them. Many of them are very excited for what we're building, and actually, their question is like, guys, like, how do I not know that you exist, right? Like, how does nobody out there know that you guys are building this cool stuff, right? It's something that we're changing. Some of you here in the audience have been with us from the start, right? And quite frankly, our Twitter game was crap back when you guys started supporting us. So we really do appreciate that. Now we've been able to really uh, bring it up to speed, I'd like to say, right? In terms of engagement, in terms of growth, in terms of content, even spaces, right? I'm more out there than what I used to be at the start. So yeah, we've really pimped up our Twitter game, and we'll continue to improve it for sure. So yeah, it's always a pleasure to be there. They ask great questions. It's a great source of content for us to then create new kind of like short clips of the concepts that are more important in DEGA. And yeah, we have new events coming up, right? I think that, not sure if we have more with the roundtable, which is Mario's show specifically, but we do have at least two more with the Crypto Town Hall, where you can find Mario, you can find Ryan Newer and Scott Malper, right? Actually, Scott, I had the opportunity to meet him in person as well in Consensus. Mario was there, but we didn't like coincide. He was like, his schedule is crazy. And I mean, even my schedule is crazy, but his is like even more intense. But I did get to bump into Scott a few times. We were hanging out in this place called the DNA Fund House, something like that. It's a club called Club Roma. Very nice. And when I met him there, we took a few pictures with Cybertruck. We had a chat about how things are going, and we'll be on his show as well, right, on his YouTube show. So yeah, having fun. It's been it's been a true joy to collaborate with them and all of their network as well. Not sure if you guys have nothing to add there.
You are correct. You are correct, Carlos. We have two with Crypto Town Hall, and then Scott's going to give us a special on YouTube.
I would
reach it.
Don't worry, no problem. I just wanted to add on top of that. I cannot stress this enough. If you have not watched this space or listened to it, go and listen to it. It's amazing. I think it's one of the best spaces that I've heard. Not only from DEGA, like in general. This is it was just very high energy, like interesting, engaging, and really good questions. So yeah, personally, I really liked it, and I think it's as I said it before, it's a perfect space to share with people that don't know about this project. If you wanted to learn about it, just share that space, and they'll know what we're up to, what's coming next, and a little bit of a peek into the energy that's inside of DEGA. I think Carlos did a great job there. So kudos on that, and go and check it out if you have not seen it or heard it.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Actually, man, I wish Twitter would allow me to like pin more than one post, because right now we only have the game trailer, and I want that to be kind of like the opener. I'd love to have that space I pinned somewhere. Might be worth even like creating a section, right, in our website, something like relevant events or something like that, and add that. But that's a conversation for another day. All right, let's get to one of the, well, for me, this is like actually the most exciting one that I want to talk about, which is the injective deployment, right? So for those of us of you in the audience that have been with us from the start, if you'll recall, there was a time in which we were releasing every single week, right? Like every week there was a new release, a new update, something, right? And then we kind of like got quiet a little bit for the last, I think, like 2 months. It's not completely quiet. We have been making progress, but maybe not so intensely on the technical side of things as we were at the start. And the reason for that is because at the start, we were kind of like mostly replicating the same technology, multiple platforms, EVM compatible systems. Cardano integration wasn't that hard at all. So, we were able to move a little bit faster. In whole other beast, right? It has a whole other stack of technology. They use a different VM, which is the Cosm Wasm. They use a different indexer. It's not as standardized as the VM world or the Cardano world. So you got to go and sift through a whole bunch of tools and then pick one. So it's good technology, it's great technology, but it's not as matured as an ecosystem as EVMs and Cardano, right? But it was great for us as an experience. And the thing is that the only thing is that it took a lot of work. That's just it, right? It was a lot of engineering work, and we even brought in additional people to our team, right? We had our own team working on several stuff, but I went even out there and got a custom wasm smart contract dev, completely focused, 100%, full time with us to be able to build out the smart contracts that we needed for elements and realms. And it just took a lot of time, guys. So sorry for not deploying literally every week, but we needed our time to get that done. So now it's done, right? And it's gonna be going live. I think it's tomorrow or something like that. But the dev team is just basically just running the test right now. It's the code's done. It's only testing, and I think a few tweaks on the UI side of things. But that's not a big deal, right? Smart contracts is ready. We deployed. Oh, by the way, in the Cosmos ecosystem, you have to every time you deploy a certain smart contract, they're using a different pattern. It's called a factory pattern. So kind of like to keep the data, the blockchain smart contracts as clean as possible. So you need to get approval from their community to do that, right? Not sure how I feel completely yet about that model from an engineering perspective. I know it's efficient, but it can be a little bit of a hassle from a production side of things. But in any case, we went through their community. We made the proposal for our smart contracts, our contribution, and it was approved. Overwhelmingly.
Yeah, we got 99.9% approval from their community. And we reached quorum in their voting procedures in like 24 hours. It was we were just waiting for the voting to close. Their time for the voting to close. We reached quorum and got 99.9%, somewhere around there in like 24 hours. It was pretty amazing to see the support that we got over there at Injective.
Yeah, Seek is basically. I thought the same thing as Seek, which is like who was that salty guy? Who was that one dude that voted against? But anyway, yeah, and it's important to note that as we are part of the blockchain world or blockchain industry, we've built on top of a lot of open source systems, and we are now also contributing to these open source system, right? Essentially, the specification that we needed for realms and for the maps, it's something that might be useful. I'm sure it will be useful for other projects in the future, right? So DEGA is already contributing on that side of things. These type of specs already existed on EVM and Cardano, so we didn't need to invent them, obviously. But in the Cosmos, exactly what we needed didn't exist, so we created that, and it's out there now as a contribution for anybody that wants to build on top of it. So Injective is a very very curious case, right? So they are focused on being not only, but they're focused themselves, the core team, on being, the hottest protocol in DeFi, right? They're building everything to be fast and effective for DeFi, right? So when I reached out to them, I told them, hey guys, like what we're doing is gaming, and we can be a complement to what you guys are doing. We need the DeFi modules, right, within the gaming economy. And gaming also, brings in real, I would say gaming is the closest thing to having real GDP and real revenue in the digital world, right? In the blockchain world specifically. So their reaction, they were very excited for us to have reached out. They basically told us on their side, you guys can be the gaming layer for us, right? And that kind of like stuck with us. Me and Ravid like really liked the way that they put it. And we're actually that's actually become kind of like a flywheel to reach out to partners in the sense that, hey, you guys got this infrastructure, you guys are already the base DeFi modules, but you need more action, right? So we can bring that action, bring that audience to you by being your gaming layer, right? Your official gaming layer. So the partnership announcement is going to go out next week, and they're also going to amplify it on their side as well. And I also have a conversation already booked next week with the team to discuss like where can we go from here, right? Because right now we're deploying the things that you guys already know, elements, map publisher, and obviously integrated with all our system referrals and all of that. but there's a lot more things that we want to do with them, right? And that's what the conversation is going to be next week. And obviously, as soon as we nail that down in an agreement, we'll share that with you guys. But for the moment, we basically have their full support, and they have our support as well on the gaming side of things. Anything you'd like to add, Ravid?
Yes. So you all know here in the community that I kind of play it fast and loose and fun with you guys, but there's a professional side to me as well. And I love working with professional groups, like people who are who really have their shit together. And Injective is one of those groups. It's like every single interaction with them is 100% professional, 100%, vision, mission, goal oriented. They have all their policies and procedures in place to make sure that their ecosystem is safe for everyone who's participating. They got a great governance process in place for their protocol. It's just wonderful working with people like that. For me, it just makes it so much easier for me. It's just the efficiency of having conversations and speaking at that level just is a breath of fresh air for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gotta say, props, to them. They've been really professional, really helpful. Very excited to work. You don't have to chase them around at all. Because I don't know if anybody here in the audience, like if you try to do a project in blockchain, it's like chasing around cats, right? Like everybody's busy, everybody traveling or different time zones. So it can be very chaotic to do the business development side of things in crypto and Web3. But with these guys, it's not like that at all. Like you text them, they're replying, something like 10 minutes after you text them at the latest, if not like immediately. So we're very impressed with their operations, and we believe that Injector will be one of the key winning ecosystems going forward. So we're very happy to work with them. We're going to have other partners as well in the Cosmos world. So stay tuned for that. There's another one that's already in the conversation in the pipeline. It's just that we got so much stuff to do that we'll probably do that one after TGE. Which brings us to that last point. Well, actually, are we going to talk about the bonuses here, Ravid, or?
Yeah, why not? I mean, anyone who's showing up for this now gets the alpha. Anyone who doesn't and watches it later, well, they can just get the announcement. So I like giving the pellets to the people who show up.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see in the chat, guys. Like what type of bonus do you guys think that we have for you? Right? Some of you have lived through a few of them with us. So take a guess, right? Take a guess what the bonus is gonna be. Let's see who guesses right. A Silver Obsidian. Cliff says a 20% in the ISPO. Let's see what else. Extra Dragon NFT. Free Tesla. Yo. When we get to Binance level, we're going to be doing free Teslas. I promise you that. And this is recorded, so you can bring it up to me.
Jeez, I'm pro.
I'm writing that down. It's like, okay, fuck it.
Oh, Carlos. Okay.
No, so Carlos, remember, you do the Tesla, but you cannot put in the trash my soccer team. I still need the DEGA soccer team. I'm going after that.
When we reach Binance level, we will start giving away Teslas. Okay, guys. So we have a few opinions here. So the closest one from, let's say, conceptually is actually Cuff, which is the 20. He posted 20% ISPO. So conceptually, you are correct in the sense that it's not an NFT. It is actually a straight up token bonus, right? But you're thinking too small, Cuff, man. Like we've never been clingy with you guys. Come on. So there's gonna be 3 bonuses. Let me start with the first one, right? The first one is going to be across the board, everything in the sense of ISPOs and DEGA element holders. And that one is going to be a 5% across the board, right? It doesn't include the benediction, though. So, because that one's already massive bonus that you got when you got your benediction, right? So it's on the basis, right? Like the base reward and the blessing, you grab that and you multiply it by 1.05, and that's what you'll have on your elements. Same thing with your ISPO, right? That's one bonus, and that's the smallest one. Then that's why it had to be 5%, guys. Like we usually do bigger, but this one's across the board. So that's one. The other one is that for the ISPOs, all of them across the board will get from new rewards, right? That means, the new rewards that you're earning by staking will increase them by 25%, right? So if you're staking Melt, Cardano, or Ethereum, you're going to get 25% more DEGA coming in. And that's the second one. Now, the biggest one that we're going to be doing for y'all to showcase, how much we appreciate the support that you're giving us. And I said it many times, and I'll say it again. We couldn't be here without you, right? DEGA would not be able to exist without the people in this call and also in our other channels. So the base reward for your ISPO, your base reward on ISPOs, we're gonna double your current holdings, right? So that's 100%, right? So you got what you want. You take what you have right now on the base side, not because we have a lot of bonuses, right? The stackable bonus, all of that, that's not included, right? Because that's a bonus in itself. But the base reward that you've received, we're gonna double that, right? For everybody that's still staking, let me be clear on that part, right? Because we want to reward the people that have stayed with us so far. So that one, this last one, the other ones are for everybody, right? Like the 5%, that's for everybody. But this one is for those who are currently staking right now. You will have double your base rewards. So yeah, I hope that made you guys happy, because for us, and this is something that Ravid mentioned yesterday. He's like, people keep asking, like, what's going to happen to those extra rewards and whatnot? We're not going to keep them, guys. Okay, we're not going to keep them. They're for you. Okay, but they got to be distributed piecemeal and for many different activities and so on. But they're for you. They're not for us. Like, I mean, we're minting the token. If we just wanted 100% of it, we would have just kept it, right? So for sure, the community rewards are for you, and you will get them one way or another, right? So I'd actually say it's just a matter of paying attention of everything. Oh, and make sure to go and tweet about these guys and post it in Telegram and in Discord, because everybody else needs to know that we will be doing the official announcements and the blogs. So you'll have all the specs there, right? Like the requirements, the specs, and everything. But you can start sharing your happiness with everybody else in the community, man. And something else you want to add there, Ravid, before we jump into TGE?
Yeah, I mean, it's just making me kind of like, there's a deeply emotional side to me as well, and it's just, this is exactly the kind of project that I've always wanted to build. Something that is helping people. It's just like it's this kind of activity. I'm a giver. Carlos, when we were together in Vegas this last time, you accused me of being a radical. What did you call me? A radical altruist?
Altruist. Or I don't know if it was radical or pathological. In the sense
it can be both. It can be both.
Yeah, it can be both. And, being able to give to you all like this makes me feel amazing that we're going to be making impact in your life like this by giving these bonuses. And Carlos is right. It's like we designed this entire project so that you can participate in a project. I don't know why other people don't do this. I don't know if it's like their greed or their misunderstanding about how powerful community can be. It's like, even this morning I posted in general, I'm like, community is going to completely trump all of this selfish behavior that happens, this extractive Machiavellian shit that people do to each other. It's like, we should not be doing that to each other. I mean, if we want to persist as a biological entity on this planet, we have to stop doing that. And if I'm going to die on a hill, it's going to be that one. And, DEGA and what we're doing here at DEGA is a testament to that. And I appreciate being a part of this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on our side, I always say we can't and we don't want to do this alone, and we don't want to do everything, right? We need the community support. That's why we're creating game builder so that you guys make games, right? And obviously other people that we're going to be inviting, but it's not about only us, right? We have our story and our values that we're projecting and our vision, but it's always about the network effects that we can build together, right? Awesome. So thank you for adding that there, Rabbits. Beautiful. So TGE. So first off, what's happened with TGE, right, guys? So first off, we set the original date to May 30th, I think it was, that we set it in May. That's my mistake because I forgot that there was consensus, right? So if it's consensus, a lot of people are there. And you can say, well, most people in the industry are not going to be there. That's true. But the ones that are there are the leaders, right? So if they're there, they're not going to be buying tokens and TGEs, right? And they're not going to be tweeting about nobody's TGE because they're in events, right? So I was like, damn, that makes sense when that came up in a conversation, right? So yeah, that was my mistake, right? Having said that, on top of that, there's several strategic things. I think I mentioned them in Telegram that we need to have ready before TGE, right? And injective release was one of them. That one just took longer than what we thought. Again, it's a whole different technology stack, so we just had to get it done. The other one, we haven't done the official announcement. You've heard me mention it many times, but now it's official now. DEGA is the recipient of the very first grant by Venus in their grad program. We're the very first one to receive that grant.
And we like to be first on a lot of things.
We're innovators. That's what we're doing here. So yeah, so we're the very first grant receiver. Venus Protocol, for those of you who don't know, is the largest DeFi portfolio company of Binance, right? And their TVL is something like $2 billion in their lending platform. And they're one of the OGs from the BNB chain, right? I had the opportunity to meet their CEO, Brad, here in the Blockchain Jungle event. He's a super cool guy, super nice. He loves what we're doing at DEGA. He believes in the impact and the power that we will be putting in people's hands with what we're doing. So yeah, we set ourselves out to build a relationship with them. Obviously, it's hard doing innovative things alone as a team. When there's two teams, it's even harder, right? Not because, just because everybody has their priorities, we're all busy, we want to work together, but, there's stuff that needs to be done, right? So finally, we close this out. We have the grant. We're going to be doing that announcement. I don't know if next week, me and Ravid have to discuss that, but yeah, it's done. It's a done deal. And I'm meeting with them next week as well to plan out how we'll be doing, shared spaces and everything. And we'll be doing a lot of cool stuff with them. So stay tuned on that. So Injective, Venus are two things that needed to happen, guys, before TGE. I think that everybody here can appreciate the difference of going into TGE alone versus going into it with Venus Protocol's community being aware of DEGA and heck, maybe even, joining us in that sense, right? They're a $2 billion TVL protocol, right? They're big. So we needed that. And same goes with Injector, right? They're a $2.4, $2.5 billion market cap. So we need that community to back us, right? And they want to do it. So that needed to happen, guys. And yeah, I'm not gonna say anything other than it just took longer than what we expected, right? We planned it out for May, and it took like another month to get it done. There's other stuff there on the technical side of things that we needed to finish up as well, that we needed to feel comfortable with. A lot of the things that you also have to do, we're in conversations with launch pads. We also got already several offers from market makers. There's also the exchanges. Actually, one of the top 10, they reached out to us for listing with them. So I'm just going to finish up a little bit of paperwork and stuff like that. So those things need to happen. We already passed the audit of one of those exchanges, and we're in conversation with another large one. It's just a matter of now just literally just paying the fees and getting listed. So these things, those we could have done by May, but I didn't want to rush it either. You gonna add something?
I think this is. I was just saying, it's like you have these. Everyone in the community right now is like sitting on the edge of their seat. This is like this.
We're dying.
The information.
We're dying.
This is very, very, very juicy information.
I just want them to like know that it's. I'm not even doing it for that. Like, I'm just letting them know why it happened, right? It's not that I just woke up and I was like, the hell with the TGE, let's do it later, right? It's not like that. We really need to make these things happen in a successful way. And there's one other cool stuff that Michael and I will be working on this weekend, actually. I can give you I'll just give you one phrase, which is, y'all liked how we gamified elements, right? With the benediction and so on. We're going to be doing the first gamified liquidity mining, right? Which will be a very powerful mechanic for our release. So yeah, me and Ravid are going to be working that. Okay, that's enough info. I think that I hope that y'all understand why we had to do what we did now, and let's get right to it. So I think that Bunny had a competition there, so around who would guess the right date. So we're going to make somebody happy right now. And the final date for TGE, congrats to those of you who picked July 25th. So that's going to be the date, guys. We have everything set up for that now, and that's the day it's going to happen.
Well, it's just
tension until it happens, and then when it happens, it's all like, yes.
We're all dying in silence, bro. I'm celebrating. I'm jumping here.
There is obviously going to be a lot of follow-up questions around what is going to be live at TGE. Like a lot of people will ask,
what?
From a technical perspective, what are we gonna try and launch at TGE?
Well, there's a lot of stuff, right? I don't know if you're like pushing me towards one of them or what, but there's one thing that's worth mentioning is there's two major, I'm not even gonna use this word, massive Web3 gaming partners that we're gonna be announcing before TGE. Some of the biggest brands in the Web3 space. And with one of them, they'll be supporting us on the technical side of things. They'll make some of the things that we need to do easier. With the other ones, we'll just be making cool shit, guys, like a lot of cool shit. So, and there's a few things that we want to cater to as well, to a little bit more of the DGen and meme community. That one's a little bit more greener. So I'm not sure exactly if that one will be 100% ready by TGE, but I'm having a call. I think it is tomorrow with one of those big projects. So we'll see. But I don't know if there's something specific rather that you wanted to mention, like out with it, because I don't know. There's so much stuff that I don't know which one you mean.
Yeah, like a lot of people are asking, are we going to be able to stake? Can you talk about VE DEGA? Can you talk about vesting schedule, like all like that kind of stuff, like really functional things?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, the DEGA, it depends. We gotta do that session on Saturday, and based on the mechanics that we come up with there, we'll decide whether, because there's two types of locking mechanisms that will be available. Obviously, liquidity mining or farming, or that's everybody has that, right? And then there's the DEGA, which is the staking side of things that we're modeling after, or not after exactly, but similar to the concept that CRV does, VECRV. But we have to finalize that gamification, and then we'll decide how to go about it. So okay, so let's
yeah, Carlos, I just wanted you to
the claiming side of things, that's important.
Yeah, that is important. I just wanted to set people's expectations around, the smart contract that we're creating for DEGA is not a copy paste meme coin kind of thing. It's not, this already has like multiple threads into different types of ecosystems. And if staking isn't going to be available at TGE, know that it will be coming soon after, because it is getting the smart contract right and integrating with all of these people in all these projects wasn't easy to begin with. And we just want you all to be rest assured these functions will be coming. They have to come, but they may not be the first thing that we focus on right after TGE.
Yeah. Well, one thing that we can say clearly is that there are two networks that are going to be supported hands down by TGE is Cardano and Ethereum, right? Those two hands down, right? Then we'll slowly start integrating to the other ones. The other thing is the claim. Obviously, you'll be able to claim your rewards, right, guys? All of the types of rewards, be it the NFT rewards, be it the staking and ISPO rewards, or be it the referral program rewards. And so all of those will be claimable from TGE based on the vesting that we've released, right? There's some of them have a 10% unlocked on TGE, and then linear vesting. The others only have a linear vesting, right? So make sure to check out the posts that we released to see all the information respectively of the ISPOs and then of the elements. But yeah, that's essentially you'll be able to claim, right? But it'll first off again two live networks, which will be Ethereum and Cardano, right? And then we'll build out the other ones. So yeah, so we're out of time. Y'all got the info that you wanted, and also some pretty exciting updates. And if the bonuses weren't enough, I hope that you understand the importance and the value of the relationship that we've built. And again, there's two massive gaming specific Web3 partnership that we cannot announce now just because we've already signed them and everything, but the announcements have to be paired when we do some of the integrations. So once that's done, we're going to soldier away to get it done before TGE if possible. I think we can do it. And then we'll let you know then. I think you guys will be very, very happy with that. And you'll probably be welcoming many more new members to the space, right? So yeah, that's it for this State of DEGA. This is a very exciting one, a lot of info. So make sure to share that with the rest of the community, everybody. And in terms of the specs, do stay tuned for the blogs that Ravid will be releasing. And they will contain the specific dates when the bonuses will be assigned. Freak, over to you for the closure.
I'm dying here, bro. So this is really excited, and Tess won the guessing game, and it will be her birthday. So I guess it's gonna be the greatest birthday party ever, Tess, for you. Congratulations on getting the date. Those rewards you gave out were amazing, but announcing the TGE date, picking the 25, I can already see it happening, Carlos. I'm so excited. Thank you for this space, you, Ravid, and Richie. It's been amazing, and we'll keep on building and bringing people to this. We'll grow this thing until July 25 and pass that into the biggest force ever in crypto. So thank you for making us part of this, Carlos.
For sure. My pleasure. Yeah. Hit me up anytime on the socials, guys. I'll make sure to answer as soon as possible.
Okay.
So my closing statement is just as usual. Thank you very much for sticking with us through everything. We really, truly appreciate your attention, and really, truly appreciate all the new people who have been joining us. Tess, for example. Tess, you're brand new. You're a baby Deegan. And it's like, you come in and it's like, bam, you're already in, you're already looked at as a as a core community member. So, and that goes for all of you. You know, I'm in the Discord a lot. I'm watching who's talking, and I'm taking note of who you are and what you talk about, and I'll engage with you. You know, so I guess that's all I'll say is I'll see you out there.
Let's do something special for Tess, man. Coordinate with Freak, and we should have her on the live when we do the TGE.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Tess, I'll talk to you.
Right?
Yeah, it is her birthday.
Do I have to stretch my singing voice? I might have to sing a little happy birthday for you, Tess.
I'll do it in Spanish.
I won't. I'll just clap.
I'll learn to sing it in Spanish.
All right, everybody. I gotta be taking off. Take care.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody.
Carlos.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Ravid. Thank you, Mecca. Thank you all in the community. It's been amazing state of DEGA. Beautiful. We got a TGE date, everyone, so let's make it happen. Let's bring the world in here. I don't want my mom or my wife to miss this. So I'm making them part of this. Bring everyone. And let's kill it on the 25. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Don't have a song today, so I'll just cut it off. Bye. Take it up.
Whipping it.